Actually, we have a question here from one of our listeners, Kelly Cotter, and she wants to know what are some of your ideas to improve collaboration between teachers, speech therapists, and behavior analysts within the school setting?
Ooh, good question. And I could talk on this for like 5 hours, but I'll keep it short. I've actually done a presentation I did it at Illinois' ABA workshop 2 years ago, and then I've done it at a few clinics and companies in the Chicagoland area about exactly this topic, because I think I have this unique position of I've been on both sides of the table. Like, I've been on the side of the table of the teacher with the specialist coming in, and I've been on the side of the consultant that comes in. And just like with our clients, we have to pair, and we forget to pair ourselves and to make ourselves a reinforcer. I tell teachers all the time when it comes to pairing, and what that means is, like, you have to be the chocolate chip cookie. Like, everyone loves a chocolate chip cookie. I would eat a chocolate chip cookie every day for breakfast if I could. And that's what you want, like, you as the teacher in your classroom to embody. You want to be a chocolate chip cookie. And as a consultant and as a member of a team, we have to be a chocolate chip cookie too, like, to that teacher. So if you come
Mhm.
in and the first thing out of your mouth could be taken as criticism, like, you're
Mm.
now like the opposite of a chocolate chip cookie. Like, you're celery. Like, no one wants that. So, like, you want to really take the time to build rapport and to pair. And I know everyone's schedules are crazy and caseloads are crazy, so I think we feel the pressure of not having time to do that. But you have to, I think, for a teacher, their classroom, it's like their home. Like,
Yeah.
they probably spent their own money. Like, they spend probably more time there than their house. And when someone comes in your home and gives you feedback, you're kind of like, whoa, like, no, no,
Mm.
no. Like, this is my home. Like,
Mhm.
you don't get to tell me what to do in my house. So I think that's something to really be careful with, and to spend the time, seeing what the challenges really are, and really acknowledging all of the efforts a teacher has made. We kind of can keep those rules that we use for our clients too, of like how many positive statements to negative corrective statements, and give that teacher a lot of praise, because they probably aren't getting a lot of praise.
That's true, yeah. I mean, in a classroom where maybe they have paraprofessionals on their side, but who really is there to tell them that they're doing a good job?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so, what are some tips for pairing? Would you say maybe um, trying to connect with the teacher before you even start talking about the kid, setting up a separate meeting with them one on one?
Yeah, I think those are great ideas. And it sometimes depends, like, who's bringing you into the equation. Oftentimes, a BCBA or a consultant is hired by the school, or possibly a parent. So it's the teacher didn't ask you to be there. So that's always kind of good to think about as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, having a meeting before you're in front of kids is great. That's obviously not always possible. My, like, little specific pieces of advice are, to get, if you're just going for an observation, you don't get to meet the teacher ahead of time, email ahead of time, tell them why you're coming, let them know, hey, I'm going to write things down. This is what I'm writing what I see. Ask them where you should sit. Sometimes that's such a silly thing, but, like, a
Mm-hmm.
teacher doesn't want you at their guided reading group table. Like, no, like, go sit over there. Like, you're not part of my class, you're observing. So ask them
Yeah.
where you should sit, and then follow up immediately with an email. And that email should start with, like, thank you so much. There were so many great things I saw. This is what I saw. I can't wait to work with you. Like, the email shouldn't be like, here's 27 things that you could do differently. So little steps like that can build a lot of rapport. If you're able to meet with a teacher individually or talk with a teacher right away, every time I go into meeting a new person, whether that's a consulting client, a parent, a fellow colleague, I think the more connections you can make with that person, the better. Like, the more times you can say, like, hey, we're similar, even if it's something as silly as, like, oh my gosh, you drink coffee? I drink coffee too. Like, we're like the same. Like, oh my God, did you get that shirt at Target? Because I also have that shirt from Target. Like, just silly, like, surface level things. The more times you can connect of, like, oh my gosh, I'm always running late too. Like, I get it. the more rapport you're going to build with that person, and the more that they're going to see you as someone that they want to work with.
Yeah, that's great. Is there anything you can add from the side of the teacher when collaborating with the BCBA?
I think it can take an emotional toll on a teacher, and I mean, and a BCBA as well, when you've been working so hard with a child and things are just not making any progress. It's really easy to take that on as like, it's my fault. Like, I'm not a good enough teacher to change this behavior. And I'm not a good enough, clinician to do this. So when someone else comes in and tells you something different, you almost like don't want to hear it, because you want to like be right and just be like, oh, nope, this behavior is unfixable. This is just how it is. And when someone comes in and tells you something else, you're kind of like, even if it's helpful, you're like annoyed. You're like, why didn't I think of that? So I think it's
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like letting go of our pride, being okay being wrong, being okay asking for help. Um, and that there's people that are going to know more things than us. Like, even as behavior analysts, there's people that know different things than us. So just because someone can see something a different way and saw a solution you didn't, doesn't mean you're not a good teacher.
Yeah, that's great. You've been watching Autism Knows No Borders. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also, we'd love to hear from you, so let us know what you think in the comments section. Click here to watch this interview in its entirety. You can also find us on your favorite podcast app. Tune in each week for engaging conversations of how people across the globe are inspiring change and building community. Thanks for watching. Take care.